Hello, welcome to Makeup and Monarchies. If you're new here, my name's Tiffany. I am a Anglophile, if you will. I love anything that has to do with medieval England. I also do makeup and hair, so I thought why not combine my two loves of doing makeup and talking about medieval history. So today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about the Christmas holiday back in the Middle Ages and medieval England. I'm also going to be doing a get ready with me, just describing what I'm using for my eyes and or for all my makeup, and yeah, just a little bit something different today. So if you think this is something that's up your alley or you want to hear more, give me a subscribe. If you like this video, please give it a like. If there's something you'd love for me to cover, leave a comment down below. With that being said, let's get into it. Hello. So we're doing Christmas stuff today. We're a few days out from Christmas, so I figured let's do a little pretty Christmas look and talk about what Christmas looked like back in the Middle Ages, medieval England. So let's do like a little get ready with me today, right? Why not? Are you guys packing gifts? Packing gifts. Are you wrapping gifts today? I have to do that soon. I'm just gonna cover with my Vive concealer. And I know that the color is a little bit off, but I did a spray tan. I used Tan and Tone last night. So, and don't mind my eye. My eczema is out of control on my eyelid right now, so that's fun. So back in the times of medieval England, Christmas was celebrated over 12 days, hence the 12 days of Christmas that we know now. So they celebrated in those days by eating, drinking, and playing. Also by going to church. But gift giving is not like what we do today. So it's a little different back then. I'm just going through with my paint pot and Painterly and applying that all over my lid to set my to prime my eye for my shadow. So I always do underneath. I'm sure you've noticed by now, but I always go underneath too, because I always do shadow on my lower lid. It helps it acts like a glue almost for the shadow to adhere to the lid. So next I'm going to go in with my fave by MAC. It is Brule. So this video is one of two get ready with me that I have going out. I have one coming out next Tuesday as well, and that's a little bit different. I did a get ready with me that I have to edit today and get out for Tuesday. Just kind of like talking about me and what I do. I do a little bit of that. So I'm just going in with my transition shade Malt through my upper crease area into my brow bone, just for a nice transition. I absolutely love, I'm going to show it to you. This is Malt, so it's a really nice pinky brown, light pinky brown. I have my skin tone naturally without the spray tan. Hold on, the cat's in the fucking closet. Hold on. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi, Oliver. So naturally, my skin tone is very light. It is a neutral, cool shade. So I like this. I like this for any skin tone. I think it's you could even on a darker skin tone, you could use this as your base. It's a really nice color. And I've been using it for years. So why the 12 days of Christmas? Okay. Back in the 10th century, Anglo-Saxon, there was a poem that talked about, hold on, ADHD, hold on. What do I want to do? What are we going to do today? We're going to do this. I'm going to use Swiss chocolate now. I'll get back to the 12 days in a second. I'm going to use Swiss chocolate by MAC. All the shadows, I think all the shadows I'm using today are by MAC. But it'll be listed down below for you to check it out if you want to. So I'm just going to go through the crease and the outer V of my eye with this Swiss chocolate. I love, love, love this color. So why the 12 days, you ask? Like I said, it was a poem back in 10th century Anglo-Saxon. They talked about the main points of this season. In quotes, Christ was born. I'm going to read this. Sorry. Christ was born at midwinter. Winter solstice. I identify more as pagan, so I have my own feelings on this, but whatever. It's neither here nor there. Christ was born at midwinter, winter solstice, 8 days before the Roman New Year of the 1st of January. 5 days after New Year came Christ's baptism, known as 12th day in England. So if you celebrate Christmas, you know that that's the 12 days. So that's where that comes from. I thought that was really, really cool. Little fun fact. I'm just going through now and I'm just filling in the outer corner with Swiss chocolate. I'm just going to scoot my mirror towards me a little bit. I try to make it so you guys can't see the top of it. You're going to see in my video next week. You do. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 40 has hit and my eyes don't see the same anymore. So I'm just filling in and I'm just pulling out that Swiss chocolate. Always pisses me off. So see how I have that? I don't know why it does that. I'm just gonna go in and staple in the shadow so it kind of like disappears a little. So I'm just gonna go through and do my other eye now. So the term Christmas as a term became part of the English language in the 11th century. It's a mix of an Old English expression, Christes Massi, which translates with Festival of Christmas. I might be a little choppy on this one. My storage is nearly gone on my phone. I always record on my phone and it's pretty gone. So I'm just gonna go through, finish out that crease. So see where this gets a little like wonky? I'm pulling this. So I'm gonna go back in with my transition shade brush. If I can find it, that would be great. Oh, there it is. Is that it? So I'm just gonna go through with that and just kind of like lighten that line out a little bit. Okay. So gift giving was once temporarily banned by the Catholic Church because of its suspected pagan beginnings. It gained popularity again in the Middle Ages. Next, I'm going to go through with Embark in the corner just to deepen this a little bit. So I'm going to go through in that outer V of my eye and I pull up. And then, so I'm using like a more firm and then I lighten as I come in here. So I'm just going to do that. So you've probably, you know how you see stuff and it'll say like Xmas well, that was once believed it was the crossing out of Christ. X is actually the Greek letter for Chi, Kai or he. It was an early abbreviation for Christ, or the Greek Christos. I don't know if they roll their R's, but that's how I've always pronounced it. The X also stands for the cross that Jesus was crucified on. So for food, food consumed at Christmas was boar's head, prawns, crawfish, eels, turbot, which is a fish. I had to look that up. I'd never heard of that. Porpoise, roast meats, marzipan, and dates in spiced cream, which doesn't sound too bad. Roast swan was a delicacy and was also served at Christmas. Late Middle Ages found Christmas feast consisting of 3 course of pasties. Hold on, I gotta do this. I'm just going through with that Embark again on the bottom. I'm just gonna deepen this side a little bit more. Sausages and black pudding. I know some people love it, some people don't like it. My husband does not like black pudding. I, however, do. I'm just gonna go through and lighter. I don't know if you saw Robert Welsh. I love him. Did a video about like pressure with your brush. So if you pull up, smooth move, Tiff. You put your pinky up, it takes the pressure off. So I'm just gonna go through and blend, and we're blending. Come up, over, so I can go back through. If you feel like you ever do your shadow and it's heavy in that where it's supposed to be transitioning, you can go back through with your brush that you used in the previous color to blend it out. Here it is. Let's try and find it. So I just kind of go through with that, come back with the Swiss chocolate and just blend that a little bit. I'm just gonna go through in the inner corner a little bit, just with Swiss chocolate again. So blend that line out on the bottom. There we go. The first course was followed by 4 courses of fish, fowl, and roast meats. The final course was custards, tarts, nuts, and sweet meats. So you know how fruitcake is a thing at Christmas? That too started in the Middle Ages. Originally called a bean cake, and it was the centerpiece of the festivity on the table. I'm assuming on the table. So it is still, like it is now, it's a rich cake filled with fruit, and back then they put, what is that? Oh, I bet you that's concealer on my neck. Back then, they put a tiny dried bean inside the cake. So whoever, when they like sliced it up to serve it, whoever got the bean in their cake slice got to be king for the night. I'm gonna go through now with my MAC Go Lightly, it's called. So it's a gold shadow. And I'm just pressing this in. If I swipe, because it's a frosted glitter color, if I swipe, it's gonna get rid of the pigment. But I just press that in. Then I just go through with my finger and I just blend it out. Record from the late Middle Ages talk about a feast of fools on the 1st of January. And the Feast of Fools, this was when people dressed up, cross-dressed, and was basic misrule. Some had celebrated Mass while wearing terrifying masks. I don't know, that would be kind of scary, I guess. So I'm just blending again on this other one. blending. I'm going to take the edge of this brush, get the corner, load that with shadow, and just clean up in my crease area. And I'm just, again, stipling that in. Here we go. Then I'll take it again, do the same thing, and then I go on the bottom and put it in the corner. So I just get that seamless blending so it looks cohesive. Others dressed up like women and burned old shoes instead of incense. On Advent Sunday, I'm going in with my Vive Power Ink Liner in dark brown. Actually, just kidding. I'm going to do black today. Advent Sunday, the 4th before Christmas, began a period of feasting. This peaked on, let's do my liner. I'm going to jump off and do this real quick. Okay, I'm back. So the feasting peaked on Christmas Eve, and sleep was short because of the night and early morning services on Christmas Day. I'm going in now with House Labs, whatever's triclone foundation in 250. So I'm doing like 2 pumps of this, and then I'm going to add my Skin Dew from Vive, just a little bit, so I can get like a little bit of a glow to my, oh, that came out way faster than I thought, glow to my foundation. Monks would stick to this fasting, and care was taken to their health during this time. Just going through, putting that on. So the video that's coming out on Tuesday, I'm going to talk about why I do like my concealer the way I do before I put on my foundation. You'll hear it then, I'll say it now. I do it beforehand because I have spots on my face, and it just allows, if I do the concealer before, it allows time for the concealer to kind of dry down, so that when I do go through with my foundation, it's fine. The wealthy were expected to give food and drinks. This came from the peasant farmers that were freed during the 12 days. And the lords would give them a feast. They would celebrate with dressing up and drinking a lot. You see a pattern? The day after Christmas is referred to as Boxing Day in the UK and its territories. We don't have Boxing Day in the US, but a lot of people ask what it is. So, no, it isn't about all the boxes you get on Christmas. This is traditionally seen as the reverse of fortunes. The rich provide gifts to the poor. During the medieval times, this was usually money, and it was given in hollow clay pots that had a slit on the top of it, and the only way they could get the money was to smash the pot. At the time, these were called piggies. The pots were called piggies. So now you know why we call them piggy banks. So I'm going to get into a little bit of how the kings celebrated. It's hard to find like a lot of information on this, but I did get some. So I'm going to start with my favorite, Edward IV. So during his reign, it was actually his last Christmas. It was held at Eltham Palace. The feast was in his great chamber, and then Queen Elizabeth had hers in her chamber. Oh, sorry, I totally skipped that. So, oh shit. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. So for my concealer, I use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Chantilly. And then for my contour, I do the Fenty Matchstick in Mocha. And then now I'm going through with my blush. That is Vive, the Sunset Blush Balm in Rosa. So just do it on the apples, and then I blend, blend, and blend. If I can find my brush, that would be incredible. There it is. So their children were present for the celebrations as well, and they hosted important guests during this Christmas. Edward was dressed in expensive clothing made of costly fabrics and furs. Next, I'm going in with my Vive, what is this called again? I always get this messed up. Modern Powder Perfector. So I'm just going in and just setting the places I don't want to be bright, and then I'm not going to be setting with other powder. Two Christmases was all Richard III had. And I cannot find my brushes today. So when Richard was king, it said that he gave his queen, Anne Neville, the finest jewels. That would have been in 1483. There was a bill in the amount of 1,200 pounds that had been run up with a merchant close to London, or in London, my bad. More than likely that was spent on gowns, outfits, and gifts for the king. Okay, next I'm going in with the Vive Nova Glow Liquid Light for my highlight. I do a little bit and then just blend out. I do a little bit right here. His second Christmas found there to be a lavish feast with gifts, entertainment, and charitable donations. He spent a lot of money on the decorations, singing, and dancing. He also had Queen Anne, Neville, and Elizabeth of York dressing in the same gown, similar gowns, to which he dressed in a similar color. I hope he never wondered why people spread rumors about him, because that is super sketch. We're going to get into Tudor Christmas now. We already know from episode 4, which was Elizabeth of York, that Henry VII had spent a lot of money on her and the kids at Christmas, basically on expensive clothing. Henry VIII's reign saw the introduction of turkey for Christmas. So that is a huge thing that's still done. He was one of the first to have turkey on Christmas. I'm doing my brows now. I used to do a lot with my brows and I don't anymore. I use the MAC Fibre Gel Eyebrow Big Boost Fibre Gel in Strut. It's very hard to find like a ginge color for eyebrow stuff, but I found this to be as close to my hair color as I could get. I used to use Anastasia, but the auburn is way too dark for me. And the caramel I wasn't crazy about, so this was a happy medium. Then I'm gonna go in and do my mascara. This was a quickie today. So mince pies were a staple during Tudor Christmas, and it had religious meaning. It contained 13 ingredients to mark Christ and his disciples. It included dried fruits, spices, and chopped mutton. I'm trying to read and do my mascara at the same time. This was also a time of rest. Work on the land stopped, as well as women stopped spinning. Flowers were placed on the spinning wheels to stop anyone from using them. They would decorate their homes with mistletoe, holly, ivy, yew, and laurel, which yew and laurel, I did look that up too, are, I have them too, evergreens. They're a type of evergreen plant. A large log was picked out the day before Christmas and was decorated with ribbons, then laid on the hearth. It was kept burning through the 12 days of Christmas. I know that some people keep their tree up until January 6th because of the 12 days. However, we don't do that in my house. I'm sure my husband would absolutely love it if we did. I don't. I like to start the new year fresh with nothing in my living room. Nice and clean. I just feel like it brings in the new year better. While caroling to us now refers to a group of people singing, this wasn't the original meaning of caroling. Carol comes from Latin carola or French carol. Both had the same meaning, which is dance with song. Henry VIII generally spent his Christmases at Greenwich, where he was born. I think Greenwich really held a special place for him. He was there a lot. That and Hampton Court, he was at a lot. The court was another favorite of this dynasty, and it was specifically decorated for the holidays. So I did find a little bit of stuff about Henry VIII and his 6 wives at Christmas time. He was good to Catherine of Aragon in the beginning, but then we all know how that ended up. Like their first Christmas, he gave her an illuminated missal, M-I-S-S-A-L. So that is a book that had texts used during the Catholic Mass. They held banquets, dancing, costumes, masks. In 1526, Princess Mary was brought to court to celebrate Christmas. In 1532, Anne Boleyn was brought to court as his mistress. He gave her matching hangings for her bedchamber and bed. I know he did spoil Catherine Howard. He gave her a black velvet muffler, which is that you put your hands in front of you, and it was decorated in jewels. His last Christmas, he knew his health was failing, so he closed court, and Queen Catherine Parr and Princess Mary were the only ones in attendance for that one. So that's the eyes. I'm going to turn this light down because it's really freaking bright. Oh, shit. No, that's the off button. Oh, that's better. Wait. Oh, that's better. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go get my lips. I'll be right back. So it's raining out today and my hair is a mess, and this is what we're doing. Just a little messy bun. So my little fun facts for today. Oh, also, before I get there, for my lips, I use the Vive lip liner in Muse, and then I used Vive lip dew in Cherry. So I just lined and put this one. It really comes out pretty. It's very pinky. The liner is very pinky too, so I just thought this would look really festive without doing a bold red lip, because I did go a little bit bold on my eyes today. Yule is an alternative term for Christmas. That's my fun fact, and it has been used for centuries. Another fun fact that I came across was if you are Scottish or you've heard of Hogmanay, that is celebrating the New Year in Scotland. The reason why it's such a big celebration is a few hundred years ago, the Protestant Catholic thing was going on still, and Christmas was outlawed in Scotland. So because people couldn't celebrate Christmas, they ended up doing a gigantic festival and celebration for New Year, and that it continued. So it's still a big thing over there. And it is celebrated here too. I'm just gonna see if this looks cute. We're gonna check that. Yeah, that looks cute. Okay, let's do that. So this is my look today. I did just like an easy Christmassy or New Year look. If you were going out like bold for New Year's, if you wanted to go a little lighter on the eyes and then a bold lip, you could do this, or you could go darker on the eyes and then do a more nude lip. So that's my look for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you have a really happy Christmas and you got everything that you asked for, and had fun with friends and family and enjoyed the day. That's all I have for this little special get ready with me. I hope you enjoyed. As usual, if you could give this video a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And that's it. Have a happy Christmas. Bye.